What's going on, everyone? And welcome to the Geek Pit. I'm your host, the Metal Geek. Right now, we got a special guest right now. We're going to introduce this guest. His name is Chip Mandalay.
Good evening, everybody. What's going on? High stakes to the Mandalay here.
What's up? How's it going?
How you going, Metal Geek, brother?
Good, good. So Chip, we're going to just start. How'd you get your start in the wrestling business?
Well, just to give you an idea, I got the concept of idea came from whenever I went to an NXT Takeover Dallas. I went to the show. A whole bunch of situations caused me not to like go there, but I ended up going there. Went to the show, had a great time, and while I was in the ring, I think I was like maybe third row. Even I'm on hard cam. You can see me on television. I had an idea, like I think I can do this. It doesn't seem too bad and too difficult at all. I think I can do it. I'm athletic enough to where I can eventually do it. And when I put in an application, tried out back in 2018, it was pretty much that. Not to say wrestling is easy, but it was just one of those situations where it felt right. It felt right. Like I've done a lot of athletic things in my life before, and I feel like all that paid up basically into wrestling, and it worked out well. I've done football, I've done track, I've done a good chunk of sports, and then wrestling it pretty much encompasses all of that. So honestly, personally, it felt right for me. And plus, I've always been a huge wrestling fan since I was a kid, so everything felt like a glove when I stepped into the ring and started doing my roles and essentially just started working my matches. So 2018 is when I first started and trained at DFW All Pro Academy.
Yeah. So what was you mentioned Takeover Dallas, but what was the match that you said I want to do this?
Oh, that's tough. I don't know what was the match. I think it was just the entire show itself. I want to say that right when we got entered inside the Bailey Hutchison Center, which is where Takeover was, there was a dark match going on. I don't know what it was, but it was a dark match. It was two dark matches. There was one, and there was the next one was it was Elias against Apollo Creed. That was one of the other dark matches. But the one before that, when I saw the speed, the hard hitting punches, all that, I'm like, oh, and like the ring's right there. I'm third row. I'm right there looking at it. So, and I'm seeing these men in action just doing it. I'm like, well, with enough like muscle power and training and this and that, I'm pretty sure I can do that. And then the show happened, and pretty much I was like, oh yeah, I think I have to do this. It became a thing where I just like I think I have to do this. And then more shows later, more YouTube videos later, more matches, more indie shows I watched on stream and in person. It just became more and more like molded in my head that I got to do this.
Uh-huh. So who trained you exactly?
My head trainer is Lou Gotti.
Who
He is
got
the
you?
head trainer of DFWR Pro Wrestling Academy.
Uh,
He's been training for almost 20 years, or I think actually around 20 years. And he's incredible. You want a vast knowledge and library of wrestling, it's him, man. And I can't say
Uh-huh.
enough great things about what he's done for me and for this business, man. I love Lou Gotti.
Yeah. So who are some of your favorite wrestlers growing up? You'd say.
Well, let me take you back to my childhood. So, of course, Jeff Hardy. Everybody loves Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy's
Yeah.
the one. Who else? Rey Mysterio, of course. Who else? Yes. When I turned into TNA, AJ Styles was just no pun intended, phenomenal. I never seen no one do the things he did. Prior to AJ Styles, when TNA was on pay per view, Amazing Red was incredible, man. And the fact that he was like a kid doing this, like he was like 17, 18 years old, I'm like, okay, well, I guess I can probably do this.
Amazing Red is
Age don't matter
amazing.
in wrestling. Age don't matter in wrestling. If you can do your stuff, then by all means. But those are like just to name a few, basically. It's like my top four when I was a kid to a teenager. Eventually, as I got older, I started to respect a lot more of the technical and just psychological standpoint of wrestling, from Bret Hart to Owen to Eddie, to a whole bunch of others. Like I got older because before I couldn't stand Eddie Guerrero. He was just a good heel, great heel. I couldn't stand him. And then as I got older and saw how he worked, I'm like, oh my god, man, he's just clean when he works in the ring. Same with Bret and the same with Owen, and of course The Rock, Stone Cold. I can talk about them all day, but you already know how great they were. So those just to name a few. There's so many in my childhood, man. You're bringing back great memories, man. Stop that. Memories is great.
Did you have a favorite match that you really enjoyed or
Hmm. There's a lot, man. For sure, I always go back to Eddie and Benoit for ECW. Their battles they had back in the at the not Hammerstein Battle, but at the ECW arena. That was great. Who else I can say? Of course, everything NXT Black and Gold was just off the charts, and
every pay-per-view?
I'm watching that while I'm training to be a wrestler. So literally seeing that and seeing how matches work just worked perfectly for me. So I'm like, oh, that makes sense now. Now I see why the psychology for this situation works. It
Yeah,
was awesome.
the bar is high for NXT Black and Gold, man. You know,
Yes, yes, man. That's just it was just on a whole new level. But of course that and of course some New Japan stuff, old New Japan stuff. I've recently even haven't seen much of. I've seen a good chunk of it. I'm still diving more into Ring of Honor, old classic Ring of Honor, ROH, and seeing how they go. I'm just flabbergasted. I'm like, good God, this was back in the day. It was in 2002, like
yeah, Ring of
2002,
Honor.
2003.
Yeah, Ring of Honor 2000. I think it was 2000 to no 2002 to 2009 is probably one of my favorite eras from Ring of
It's
Honor.
yeah, it's so ahead of its time, man. Even now, when like so much technique, so much psychology, so much of everything's been added to wrestling that literally looking back at Ring of Honor 2002, 2009, it's like, wait a minute, they were doing that stuff back then, like the stuff we're doing now, it just goes to show you. Jonathan Gresham in a seminar told us like a lot of the stuff that's being done now, you got to look into the past, and literally, he's right. All that stuff that's you would think it's a modern thing. No, it's in the past. It's just maybe slightly modified, tweak, but it's there. So
Yeah,
yeah, man, it's insane.
it's actually really hard to find like those old Ring of Honor DVDs. It's
Yes.
like the tape, the old ones, the 2002 2009, because a lot of
Mm-hmm.
them are out of print now. So a lot of them you go on eBay, they're like $40 for a VHS tape or something like that, and I'm like, geez, man, that's old, but they're rare.
Very much so. And I think I went to a place. I forgot what. I think I was to a wrestling show, and they had archived Ring of Honor DVDs. I'm not too sure whether they were bootleg or they were legit, but like they had like matches of collective matches for like Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, and a whole bunch of others. You know, wasn't able to get it, but seeing it, I'm like, all right, cool, that makes sense. Like why they would be on those DVDs. But hearing you now and hearing how they were out of print, now I'm like, oh, well, that's very rare.
That's rare.
I regret it.
Like Brian Danielson's final match against Nigel McGuinness in Ring of Honor. That DVD goes for like $40 or $50 just to get it on
God.
eBay.
Honestly, I don't know why they didn't just make a Nigel McGuinness and Brian Danielson like anthology and DVD itself, because how many matches they had? 4 or 5? They had countless, man. They had a
That's like
lot.
5 hours, 4 or 5 hours right there. Each
Yeah.
match going 30 minutes, 40 minutes, whatever it
They
is.
should have just had like a collection. Just here's everything Nigel McGuinness and Brian Danielson, man. But of course, him and Samoa Joe and like, yeah, like of course Punk, Low Key was awesome. Like Kenta, oh my god, like Kenta and Low Key put on the clinic. The tag teams, of course, like seeing the Briscoes then and seeing them now, I'm like, God, man, like those guys were like, of course, they were like jack of all trades and everything too, man. I forgot how athletic both of them were, man. They are insane, and that's how they still are. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, man. Ring of Honor, that era was just insane, man. It's a beautiful era.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, if to make a best of Brian Danielson DVD, you need like a bunch of DVDs just because you're not able to fit on one disc. Because the
Yeah.
guy in Ring of Honor had so many classic matches that it's just so hard to put on one disc or a couple of discs.
So, yeah, that's absolutely right. Unfortunately, man. But never say never, man. They could just, one day. Here's everything. Here's
Here's
including
Brian
a house
Danielson,
show,
the
including
best
a
of
house
Brian
show that blew the
Danielson.
house up.
There you
Watch
go.
them do that. Here's a house show match that's like never before seen. The greatest thing ever. They recently did that
There,
with Bret Hart, I think a year or two ago, and they like broadcasted something like that. But people are like, but there was like Bret Hart doing commentary for it and everything. It was such a great house show match that it's got to be shown. So yeah, there's a lot of things they can do with that.
there was actually there's actually one of them I'm still also looking for. Race to the Top Night 1. Brian Danielson and Nigel McGuinness against the Briscoe brothers. That was an amazing match.
Yeah, yeah. Already, I'm like just. I'm thinking. I'm trying to think about what they together as a tag team would do, but also how a tag team Briscoes would do. Man, that's actually.
That
I
was a
wouldn't say
great
that's a dream
match.
match, but that's a really good match right
Yeah. That was
there.
for
Yeah,
the tag titles too, so that was a
yeah.
great one.
Don't tell me. I don't know who won. Don't tell me. So I may end up like looking that up eventually and trying to find it.
It's going to be expensive if you do try to find it, man.
All right,
Because
now
I can't even find it. So
bet I look forward to trying to archive and be be an archaeologist trying to find this. 'Cause that
Eh,
already sounds like a banger right there,
is there a certain tape rare tape that you were looking for that you have not found yet?
man. Nothing really, because the thing about wrestling is that, especially with streaming and everything, everything's at your fingertips right now. It, in order for me to find something like a tape or something, it's got to be a match that I never thought was possible. Like this person against that person. I'm not too sure if it's on online or whatnot, but I remember there was the triple threat between um, uh, Eddie Guerrero, CM Punk, and Rey Mysterio. Right? It was triple threat between them at one of the shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not too sure if that match is online or whatnot, but I'd love to see that. And there's a good chunk of others where if you just sit down and tell me this person faced that person, I'm like, oh wait, when was this? Oh, at this show at this time, but it's not on video, or if it is, it's rare. If that's the case. I gotta be on search for it, man. Everything's so much at your fingertips, and that's so much to. I got so much to study in wrestling that I don't really long to buy anything, even though I want to.
Hmm.
But for sure, like, yeah, if there's something like rare, like what you said, then I'm like, yeah, I gotta dig into that.
Yeah. Yeah. What's your opinion on some indie shows not recording matches? Because I know there's a lot of them. They don't record they don't have a lot of footage.
It definitely sucks, especially as someone who wants to have match footages and whatnot. But it's just one of those situations where, unfortunately, if you want your footage, you got to get your own. You got to do your own thing. There came a time, a point where like my best friend would have a tripod out, and he would get his phone and record me for my matches, despite the quality being what it is. It was something.
Mm.
Something's better than nothing. I do wish every wrestling promotion show will have like access. Well, make their shows accessible to people who watch it, and most importantly, be able to give it to their wrestlers because wrestlers need footages for their portfolio and everything. But that's not how everything goes, unfortunately.
No,
So it's up to you, the wrestler, to make sure that happens.
you
Do
have
what
the
you can.
footage.
There's countless matches that I'm like, and like either I needed a video for that, or I wish the quality was like that of like an actual like title wrestling title match network promotion title match network YouTube
I get it.
channel or IWTV or something like that. But that's not how it goes, man.
Mm,
But I have been on there, so I'll take
that's
that.
good.
It's just I
Yeah.
gotta build my portfolio that way, essentially.
Mhm. Who are some of your dream opponents that you would love to get into the ring with right now? Are you not? Indie, you could do indie, and we could do actual dream opponents.
Ah, man, oh man, let me check. I remember Papa Dink asked me this question, and there were so many I had named, but I was like, every time I'm forgetting somebody. I'm like, that sucks. Kevin Blackwood would be great. Blackwood is awesome. Uh, I just seen Daniel Garcia and Willer Yuta for sure. You know,
Those
Gresham. I
two.
love to wrestle Gresham one day. Who else? My trainer Lugatti. I want to wrestle him again. I don't know when, but for sure wrestle him again. Um, our Sterling Silver champion, um, uh, Luther Curtis, Mox, Game Time. Love to wrestle him. Who else? There's a bag of individuals. I'm forgetting names. Like I'm overwhelmed. Like who do I want to wrestle?
Wrestle
Um,
anybody. It could be dead or alive too, man.
I know. Ooh, that's even now I'm even more even more crushed. Man, trying to think some luchadors now. Trying to think some really good luchadors. Da, 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 da. Commander looks fun to wrestle with.
Eddie
Bandito,
Bandito will be fun.
Bandito would be great.
Dragon Lee be amazing.
Dragon Lee, Dragon Lee
Yeah,
for sure would be awesome.
yeah.
Goodness gracious.
I
There's
heard
like
he hits really hard.
yeah, no, I mean, him and his brother, are they're gonna show you, man. And but it's worth it, man. It's worth it. It's worth it, man. Like
I sorry. I know some people that did a seminar with Dragon Lee, and they're like they were bruised for days. That you know.
I'll say this, like each wrestling where we come from is different, so I'm not gonna be the judge of that. But I'm pretty sure that everybody who paid for that seminar was like, despite them being
Damn.
bruised, was totally worth it, man. It was worth their time. Loved it, man. Yeah, Dragon Lee would be great. I mean, especially with seeing him and Hiromu Takahashi, like,
Oh
just
my god, those two are
like
legends right there. I could
yeah,
talk New
like just
Japan all day long, man. All day long
yeah,
with me
yeah.
because
Oh yes, and speaking of, love the wrestle Kushida. Kushida would be great. I love the wrestle Kushida. Kushida would be great. Impact Wrestling. Alex Shelley. I was part of his seminar. I love to wrestle him. Saban. Oh boy, yeah. Like
ELP, ELP.
ELP would be cool. ELP would be
Yeah,
pretty cool. I have
yeah.
a fun time with him, man. If you give me the babyface ELP back when he was looking for his shades and everything, oh man, we'd be having a good time, man. I'd
Right
be
now,
having a
right now,
great.
right now is heel now. Right
He's
now
going
is
to be
heel.
healed for a really good while because he's great at it. But I'll,
He's
I would love wrestle. Either way, I'll wrestle him. I'll wrestle him either way. Man. I think he'd be fun as heck. Goodness
so
gracious,
there
so
was actually a joke that people that don't watch New Japan they say, "Oh, I didn't know Logan Paul was in AEW." I'm like,
what can you
really?
do? What can
What
you do,
could you?
man? That's one of those things
But
where like once you get into wrestling, I'm very just like, especially people who don't know anything inside it. I'm very lenient and very nice. 'Cause
yeah,
my brother-in-law will be saying all types of stuff, and I'm just like, I can say and do a number of things to you, but I'm not. We got the dinner table. We're relaxing. You're my family, but please, with all due respect, watch what you say, watch what you do. So
that's
yeah,
just
man.
so mean right there.
Yeah, no, that's just like my brother-in-law and a few other family members. I'm just like, come on, man. But like I said, I'm very nice about it. I'm very lenient. People just don't know. Casual people or non-casual people don't know. So, my mom was like, "Oh, so you're gonna be signed to this company?" Da da da. I'm like, no, that's not how being a wrestler works. You got to work for that. Oh well, that's cool. I hope you get to there soon. Like, yeah, me too. And she hung up on me. But
So, those long days of traveling, man. You
yeah,
hear
man.
about those road trips that saying just to get to WWE, AEW, these wrestlers go from this state to this state, to this car drive to this car drive to say, I'm trying to make it over here, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, it's worth it, man. I mean, it's just long. I mean, I'll say it is no one wants to have their time waste for anything, but if it's means that I gotta, put in 6 hours to go here for like 20 minutes of a banger show, it's worth that 20 minutes was worth everything.
Yeah.
It was. It is. And I've done that before, man. Because the thing about wrestling is that everybody wants to get an opportunity and show themselves in that ring, and when they do and they knock it out the park, that's when the elevation for you begins. And that's kind of how it is for everybody. That's how it is for me. That's how it is currently doing for me. So I'm continue to elevate, and I don't want it to stop, man. The grind
Mhm.
is real, and that's pro wrestling in a nutshell. That's why I love it.
What's been some of your favorite matches? You'd say, Chip.
Hmm. Well, what can I say? I had a casket match with I had a casket match before. My very first casket match with Raymond Archer. That was a great match.
How
Awesome.
did that go, by the way?
It went fine, man. It went surprisingly, it went the way it should have been because I was nervous about what the placement of the casket, where I should be, all this, because there was going to be several spots pertaining to that casket. And I'm thinking, if you move that in the wrong place, it's going to screw up everything. Please don't move it. And they moved it early in the show and they moved it back. I'm like, stop moving the casket, please. I need it was just stressful. I'm like, I'm trying to I love something I do so much. I don't want nothing to mess it up. Luckily, fortunately, everything in that match worked out perfectly. What else? Another match was great. My tag team partner, Chad Delvine. Shout out to Chad Delvine, or rather, my my ex tag partner. But
Your former tag team
yeah, either
partner.
way,
There you go.
either
We'll get
way.
into that. If you want to
We'll
get
get
into that, we could get into that now if you want.
yeah. Oh no, let me yeah, but we will. Let me just go through my matches real quick.
All right, gotcha.
We'll explain that shortly. Um, We got a match against the Chili Boys. Our second time we went against them was awesome. Love that match. It was great fun. And man, that just lets us. I was just like, impressed with how technically technical I am in that ring, and how we were just dissecting Chili Boys offense. Man, it was great. Great tag team match. Awesome. That was good. I had a pillow fight match before. Went about as how I expected it, and it was great fun. Awesome fun. Awesome fun. A great 6-man scramble. I had several 6-man scrambles I've had have been awesome. I don't want to go into like the names because too many names, but I've had several 6-man scrambles that's been all like great fun. Yeah, basically, brother, it's been a bevy of matches, man. Like I can't name them all, but I love them all, man. I have more good ones than I do man ones, but other than that,
Yeah.
man, that's my matches right now. With a lot more dream matches to
I,
come.
I, yeah. I just want to speak on that casket match a little bit because you don't find too many indie shows doing casket matches. So there was a recent one that over by me. There was a casket match. I'm like, that's crazy because first of all, where's the independent promotion going to find the casket? That's for one. That's the first thing.
Well, fortunately, we had a casket already. I think there was DFW Pro. We already had a previous casket match a couple years prior, I believe, and it was built, made, and everything. So we just had it there for a while for when the time comes for it to be used again. And fortunately for me, it was used. Um, Now, yeah, it was used. It was great, and yeah, it was used, and that's about it. Yeah, it was used, and now I haven't seen it since, but it's been used, and then it's hard wood. It's like homemade wood. It's difficult. You take a bump on that, man, you're gonna get hurt.
Yeah. Have you ever been in an ambulance match? Because I know one indie promotion that actually had an ambulance match there.
Not yet. Not yet. I haven't had an
Uh,
ambulance match. I haven't had a stretcher match. Anything pertaining to hospital, I have not had a match of that magnitude yet. That'd
uh-uh.
be really interesting. I mean, seeing how previous stretcher matches have been, like, if you watch WWE's wrestling, it's been like some pretty good matches, man.
Always always the best matches are the dog collar matches.
I haven't had one yet, but especially after seeing Doc have a match from a year or two ago between Punk and MJF, I'm like, yeah, well, I love to do that because a lot of things I could do with that. I guess a precursor to that is the Texas Blue Rope match, which I've also had. That was fun.
Yeah, yeah. Raven and
But
Punk was fun too.
yeah, Texas Blue Rope match was cool. It's just instead of around your neck, it's on your wrist. But around your neck with the dog collar match, that's going to be very interesting. There's a lot of
Yeah,
ideas that's brewing for that. So that's
yeah.
something I'll see.
Those are always fun in indie shows. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Because it's like a gimmick match. It's like, oh, people like I gotta watch this, right?
Oh no, man! Like it's one of those situations where it feels like anytime there's a dog collar match, you're gonna see blood. Blood's gonna be
Yeah.
on the canvas. Like that's not even like a joke. Like now, someone's gonna be bleeding on the canvas after that. So
Mhm,
yeah, I would love to. I would like to say I'll still love to take part in it. That would be awesome.
mhm. So let's talk about your old tag team partner real quick.
Hmm.
If you want to talk
Yeah,
about
we
it
can
real
talk.
quick.
We can talk about
Uh,
it. Let's talk. Yeah, we
so
can talk about it for sure.
yeah, yeah. So you turned on him or he turned on you?
Hmm. You know what? I'll be the bigger man and I'll say that I turned on him. I turned. Yeah,
Um,
I did. He had a job. He couldn't do it. He didn't fulfill it. He got in the way, and I flipped him off in front of the crowd, and there's an indication within itself. This past weekend in Battle Royale, unfortunately, I didn't win, but I made sure that he got eliminated first before I did.
mhm.
Yeah. Now for sure, this isn't far from over. We're gonna have some matches, and but the question is, what are the matches gonna be? And I um, I gave Chad something that gave him an offer that he couldn't refuse. I'll leave it at that.
I mean, you could have a blind tag team eliminator match, like in AEW.
It's not
You got
that.
you,
It's
you
not.
guys you guys could get along. Come on, man.
It's
I
not
could
that.
put.
It's not that. It's not that. It's one of those situations where I'm so sick of Chad Delvine that I don't want to touch him. I don't care.
Mhm.
But I do have one thing that I think that he will love. Even though it's like I said, I don't fight him. I'm done with him. We're done. It's over. But if you see his post, if you see his post that he posted up earlier today, uh, he's definitely excited about it himself. So I can't say anymore. Just stay tuned. News is going to be thrown out very, very soon, and I can't wait because just because I believe I'm better than him, and I'll leave
Mhm.
it at that. I'm not going to say nothing else.
So, so if somebody's learning to become a professional wrestler, what advice would you give them?
Mm, I'd probably say advice like I should give you. Two advices. One, take care of yourself for sure. Take care of yourself, and two, never say never for sure. Never say never. There's a lot of never say never moments in pro wrestling. Oh, I'll never do this type of match, and they do it. I'll never sign to this company, they do it. I'm
Mhm.
retired because of injuries. I'll never come back. You've seen plenty of those. So for sure, it's just one of those never say never. The best like advice I can give anybody. Um, because it's true, especially in pro wrestling, man.
Rick Ric Flair's last match again. No,
Never
no,
say
no, no,
never.
guys.
Never
No,
say
no, no,
never.
guys. Ric Flair's a very, very last match.
Never say never. Never say never, man. I mean, I
And then
think
I'm
on an
gonna say
interview,
to
I think he
myself,
said he wants to wrestle again. I'm like, okay, Nate, do what you got to do. Like, never say never, man. If he can still do it,
uh,
let him do it, man. Yeah, and I'm not saying I'm going to do the same thing when I get to that age, but if my body can take it, if I can endure it, if I know in my heart of hearts I can go, then I'll probably do it too, man. Never say never in this business, man.
mhm.
There's a lot of never say never. Oh, and one more advice I probably give is that it's a marathon, not a sprint. When it comes to pro wrestling, it's a marathon. Certain people will get to certain locations, certain destinations faster than you, but the goal is just to keep the grind going. Don't stop. You can have a bigger impact when you debut for that company or whenever you win this championship, etc. So
Mhm.
the marathon's not a sprint. That's pro wrestling in a nutshell. That's the third advice I would give somebody.
So where are some of the dream places you would love to go to that you have not gone to yet?
They like companies or locations,
Locations.
locations for sure. Like I said, you're in New York. Love the wrestling in New York. There's so much popping in New York. I also say also in California too. California's got promotions all over the place.
Uh-huh.
Um, Probably Florida. I say that loosely because East Coast and West Coast. I just got New York and California in my mind, but Florida got some stuff as well. I'd be interested in.
They got
Seattle.
some promotion.
Seattle got some stuff, man. Seattle got some stuff.
Defy.
Now outside of the U.S., for sure Japan. Japan is like, why not? Would you not want to go there if you're a professional wrestler?
Japan's a dream place for anybody, not just
Anybody,
not just
anybody.
wrestling. Anybody.
Agreed, agreed. I can do a lot of things there with wrestling and outside of wrestling. Like when I get there, I can promise you that. The UK for sure. The UK is just booming. Been booming. I think the past 15 years, man, and it's like talent's just been blossoming out of the UK. I love it.
Too many promotions in the
Too
UK right
many,
now.
too many, man. And yeah, the UK is another one. Mexico as well. I've been to Mexico once, so for sure want to explore Mexico again. Yeah, there's a bevy of promotions, and you know what? I think there's promotion up in Alaska as well. I love to go
Oh,
there just out of curiosity.
Wrestle Pro, Wrestle
Is it
Pro
is that
Alaska,
it? Alaska?
Wrestle Pro Alaska. Well, I don't think it's a promotion, but they do their shows quarterly or something.
All right, cool. Well,
Yeah,
if
that
if the opportunity pops up, I mean, yeah, that would be great too, man. But those are just to name a few, man. There's so many places. The one thing I'm blessed to like have is that I love traveling. A lot of people don't like the traveling. I love it. I love it. I mean, of course, I may get a little homesick, but I I can endure it. If I see a destination or something I like, if I can embark on an adventure and never get tired of it, I would love to do wrestling for the rest of my life. that's something I love doing, man. I love it. I love traveling.
I mean, Vegas got some good promotions too.
Vegas got some promotions too. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Vegas got
So
some
yeah.
promotions.
So what would you say some of your favorite movies are? Anyway,
Movies, like currently right now or of all time? 'Cause there's some.
all time movies.
Yeah, now. Let me think. Let me think. Man, uh, yeah, I hate. Yeah, now I've shot myself in the foot. Now I'm like all time, yeah, sure, but even then, I'm overwhelmed because man, there's so many good ones, man. Trying to think. You know what? Let me get back to that question. Let me go to the current movies right now. All
All
right,
right.
as of right now. This past year, Spider Verse was great. Loved Spider Verse.
Love
Spider
Spider
Verse
Verse.
was amazing. That was good. Um,
Guardians was
Guardians
awesome.
3, everything MCU's been fine. Fine as of late, rather, but it's been great. We've been having a good time with it. Never a dull moment. I recently saw Air about a couple of months ago,
I want to see
and
that. I
I'm a
watched.
snickerhead. Yeah, I'm a snickerhead as you can see with my shirt and whatnot. So that was a good movie. It's not a sports movie; it's a sports marketing movie, but it's a really good one, rather.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's a good movie. It's a
yeah,
good
it's a great
movie.
movie, regardless. Really, regardless.
I
Saw
mean,
that.
I fell asleep during half of it, but I gotta watch the rest of it. You know.
That's understandable. Like I said, it's a sport. Like a lot of people were kind of upset. Like, what is this ain't sports? Like, it's not. They never advertised it being a sports movie. They never said that. It was a sports art movie and how the Air Jordan shoe became a thing. But that was. But it's like I said, it's great. Love Air. That was a really good movie. I don't think some Academy Award stuff. Or trying
Jason
to.
Bateman, Matt Damon, man, great
Yeah,
movie.
for sure
Yeah.
that's for sure it's gonna be nominated. I think it's gonna be nominated for sure. A
Uh-huh.
few years ago, Parasite was great. Love Parasite. It's a great movie.
Oh,
Um,
I never saw Parasite, but I heard good
Parasite's
things
awesome.
about it. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. It's what I expected. I was expecting some kind of crazy twist to happen, and it didn't. But the way the movie was marketed, I was like, "Oh, this could go a different way." But it didn't. It went the way it should have went, and they just added levels to it. So that was really really good. Very awesome.
New Indiana
Um,
Jones is great, by the way.
I haven't seen Indiana Jones yet. I need to check it out. I'm gonna probably check it out this weekend. I need to see that, and I need to see the Flash. And
Yeah.
Flash is my favorite superhero, and yet I've just been busy with things so I can see it. So,
Silver Surfer is one of my favorite superheroes, and him and Venom, pretty much.
Norman Rad and Eddie Brock is pretty cool. I have not seen any of the Venom movies yet. I haven't seen. It looks okay, but people like it. People. So I'm not complaining about it. Venom 1 and Venom 2 looks all right. I just haven't. I don't know. It's just one of those things where I feel like Sony. No offense to Sony, it's like, guys, I know you guys love Spider-Man and trying to do everything pertaining to Spider-Man, but this kind of looks all right. Craven the Hunter looks like a good idea. This trailer looks good. It's just it feels like if this didn't have Craven the Hunter into it, I think it'd be a more interesting movie. But instead, it's like we got to do everything Spider-Man. Everything Spider-Man, we got to have a connection to. It's like, no, you don't.
Well, the cartoons are connected because that's the properties they own, though.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
you
wow.
know what I
No. Well,
mean?
Sony owns everything Spider-Man they own. So that's
Yeah.
all of them.
Yeah.
That's all of them in general. But we'll see. The Craven the Hunter movie could be great. I've been wrong before. Nevertheless, it's all right. Trailer looks good.
They're
Um,
making they're making a
yeah.
Sinister Six movie. That's coming out. Come on, Venom's gonna be in it. Craven's gonna be in it. Morbius is gonna.
Technically, we already had the Sinister Six movie in No Way Home. When you think about it, all the villains. It was 5 villains, and then at the end, that's 6 right there.
Yeah.
That's technically Sinister. I'm just saying. That's technically a Sinister Six movie. But which, by the way, that's another great movie. I love No Way Home. No Way Home's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's one. I gotta be one of the best Spider-Man movies they ever made.
No, it was enjoyable. It's everything you wanted. I remember I saw an early screening of it. It had a show the next day, and everybody was like, "Yo, you see it? I seen it. How was it?" Like I told him, like, "You want me to tell you? Like, well, don't spoil it for me." Well, of course, but if you want me to explain it to you, it's everything you ever wanted. Everything you
Yeah.
thought you wanted, everything you think you want. That's what No Way Home does, and it did it in spades. And I can't tell you the amount of applause I heard in the movie.
You
Which is
you,
why
wa-
I like that.
you watch it when Tobey Maguire just goes. Oh, spoiler alert! I think everyone saw it anyway.
Well, pretty
But
much, like yeah, you mentioned that, but also another one, and then the
Yeah,
beginning, like the first like 10, 15 minutes of the movie, you see this person, and at the end, you see this person. Like, yeah, man, it does everything what it should have been.
yeah,
Everything you thought it was. It's like, yeah, that's Spider-Man No Way Home, and I like that. I enjoyed the heck out of it, man. I have no complaints about that movie.
no complaints at all, man. You know,
Uh, yeah,
is it?
but there's a bevy of movies, man. Like I got my Blu-ray collection right there, and I want to look at it, but I don't want to get away from that.
Yeah,
Yeah, of course, The Dark Knight's one of my favorites of all time. The Dark Knight, Pulp Fiction. Now everything's coming back. Dark Knight, Pulp Fiction. Um, man, Kill Bill Volume One is awesome.
any
Uh,
Christopher Nolan movies, any Christopher
every
Nolan movies.
I don't want to say I'm a Nolan Knight, but I kind of am a Nolan fan. I'm a sucker for Nolan. I'm a sucker for Nolan. I don't want to be, but like I find Christopher Nolan's way of filmmaking very interesting. Yeah, he's awesome. Nolan's great, man. My
Any
theory is
Quentin?
that my theory is that there's like maybe 3 or 4 movies that seems to be connected in this universe somehow. But Nolanverse, rather. I think there's like at
You
least
still,
that's my theory. My theory is that there's 3 or 4 movies of his that are like connected in the same universe.
I don't know. I have this feeling that Inception and what's the last one that just came out is
Tenet,
connected with
Tenet.
Tenet is connected.
I think that's connected. It feels especially like when it comes to protagonists and what they do and who they work for. Because we never get a name, we never get a name, we never get any type of indication of what they do. They just do it. They're like essentially they're not mercenaries. They do things for hire basically. And if the one just like in Inception, if they fail at their job, then pretty much they're either dead or they're essentially excommunicated from their group basically. Same
And it,
thing in Inception. Same thing for Tenet.
and Interstellar is connected to that universe as well.
It could be. I mean,
I'm going to
that's
tell you why. I'm going to tell you the
okay.
reason why my theory is. This is why my theory is because Interstellar had to do a little bit with time travel.
Mhm.
So, what
Okay.
makes you think it was all connected to that universe?
Okay. That's actually not a bad thought, especially with time travel. I can see that being the case. I can totally see it
Because
being the case.
what
I
is it?
mean,
Five
you think,
minutes? What
yeah,
is it
that's
like?
actually a really good idea. It's actually,
What is it like? 20 minutes or I think 20 minutes is 2 hours or something like that. I
it
forgot.
was, it was, it was something like, what was I say? It was like, it was something like that, but also like one day equals a decade, essentially. So it's like, or one day or like one week equals a decade. The farther they're away from Earth, essentially, because interstellar, time travel, to interstellar space travel, something like that. The math is weird, but either way, when it comes to time, I can totally see that being the case. And of course, in Tenet time, inverse time, reverse time, I can see that being almost. I can see the correlation, basically. So that's actually a really good point. I can see those 3 movies being connected.
Inception
The
too.
only issue will be just the environment and the Dust Bowl that takes place in Interstellar. We don't know when that would take place, but maybe in the far future of Interstellar, of Tenet and Inception, maybe that takes place. We don't know. But no, but like I said, for Tenet and Inception, those are my theory. Those two are connected. Interstellar, that's actually a great idea. I create a great theory.
That
Uh,
not only that, Inception's also connected to that because remember when you go to sleep, 5 minutes is like 2 hours or something like that. So that's
you're not
all.
wrong. You got a point there, but the issue is that they're asleep. It's time travel, but it's time travel within someone's mind, not necessarily time travel outside in real life. You got a point there, but outside of the organizations being connected, I don't see that being a correlation. I feel that time travel stuff or anything indicating to time is connected to Interstellar rather than Inception, or sorry, connected to Tenet rather than Inception. Now you mentioned those 3 movies, but also maybe and Memento could be connected as well. Memento, his earlier works, that could be something connected. It's a thought.
I mean,
Um,
Christopher Nolan got to get on this, man. He got to get.
Memento, you can
We
put
need a.
Insomnias there as well. Like there's a lot that that Nolan you could connect the Nolanverse could do for sure. Oppenheimer, looking forward to Oppenheimer, but what I've noticed recently, it's been a new movie from Nolan, and then like a World War II film, new movie, and then like World War II film. So the next movie for sure is going to be a Nolan project that not telling what's going to be the case. But I'm looking forward to I'm looking forward to Oppenheimer, but I'm looking forward to his next film even more so.
I can't wait, man.
Oh
I'm
man,
looking for Oppenheimer is going to be great. So
yeah. I mean, like I honestly, I mean, what was it? This past weekend they were advertising. The Twitter was Barbenheimer. It was Barbie and Oppenheimer because they come out the same day, and that was trending all over Twitter. So and the Barbie movie looks interesting. You know, it's giving me Lego movie vibe. So I may end up checking that out just because Lego movie was really good, and I feel like if they can knock it out with that, then they may end up doing the same thing with Barbie. And I'm not a Barbie guy, but the cast and the cast looks great. But I could probably check that out the morning of, then maybe check out Oppenheimer right after it. And that ensemble cast looks incredible too. So
definitely, man.
yeah, man,
Definitely.
yeah. Boomers looking really good this year. Really, really good.
So what is your favorite food exactly?
Favorite food?
Yeah.
Um, Lasagna for sure. Love lasagna or anything pasta rather. Pasta's great. What else can you say? Um, I'm a simple guy, man. Sometimes you give me really good grilled chicken and some rice, bro, man. I'll tear that up. Man. That has to be great. It has to be really good. You know, mostly Asian cuisine has to be really good, man.
Mhm.
Yeah, lasagna. That's what else? Because I've been venturing a lot more and eating a lot more food. Yeah, of course, Texas barbecue. I'm here in Texas, so Texas barbecue is like probably god tier here. That's gonna be the one. Can't eat too much, but it's for sure the one right there. And what else? Trying to think what other cuisine we have. Chicken butter masala. Chicken
Chicken
butter
butter.
masala is delicious. With the right pizza bread and the great rice. Yeah, chicken butter masala, man. Yeah, that's for
Yeah.
sure. Those are probably like my four right now. And on the sweet side, I'd probably say cheesecake. Anything cheesecake.
Yeah. If,
Anything cheesecake.
if I ever left New York, man, it's like the one thing always miss about New York is the pizza. I can't have
Yeah,
pizza really anywhere else.
yeah. Oh, bless your heart, man. I wish I was up in New York. There's so much pizzeria up there that I want to try it out, man. Going through Instagram and going through like travel Instagrammers, going through, basically it's showing people the pizza spots. So I got them saved. When I go to New York, I'm gonna try my best to hit them up, man. Because you're right,
I'll
New York is literally pizza. You can't think of New York without thinking pizza. So
yeah.
that's my
I mean,
that's my goal.
I'll give you recommendations too. So you know what I mean. So there you go.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll
There's
write them
some.
down. I got like list of places I plan on going to.
I mean, they got Vegas, which is known for a lot of different other things, like the giant ice cream, which you get this big giant ice cream thing, like about this
In
big.
Vegas?
Vegas, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that and there's this fake supermarket in Vegas. It's like it's not a real supermarket. It's like kind of an attraction, like kind of like going to Disney World, like a speakeasy kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot the name of it, man.
Hmm.
Something, it's supposed to be a rip off Walmart or something like that.
About from Walmart. It's
Yeah.
like that's not part of the joke. I'm
That's
guessing.
the part.
Or,
That's part of the joke. Everything looks like a brand, but it's not really a brand. It's like you get like a Chips Ahoy. You get the same like logo and everything, but it doesn't say Chips Ahoy. It'll say like something odd,
so it's
like
basically it's basically a bootlegged like a fake bootleg store basically almost.
yes, yeah. So
Okay,
so be
that's actually pretty nice right there. That's very innovative.
it's like it's. But the thing is though, you open the fridge door. It's not
Mm-hmm.
fridge door. It's not a fridge door. It's a secret passageway, and you go into like space or something, and you go down like different slides and stuff. I forgot the name of this place, man. If I remember it, I'll send it to you though.
All right, cool. Are you a wings guy?
Yeah,
Same here. Wings as well. Wings is yeah. Love wings.
wings. Wings is really good.
Wings is good. Oh
I
my
don't like the.
god.
I don't like spicy wings though. So that's the only thing.
It depends, man. I mean, like when you're texting like me, bro, you're gonna like get into Tex-Mex, and you're gonna get spicy stuff no matter what. My mother raised me on spicy stuff. I hated it. Got a little more immune to it, but I guess as I got older, I started to realize and taste the actual flavors and spice. So yeah, man, like I agree with you. Too spicy is crazy for me, but if the right spice is there, good God, it's delicious, man. I don't know
I mean,
why, but it just works.
I can handle a little kick, but that's about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can't go too crazy. I can handle a little bit more than a kick, but same here. I had one of my best buds is Thai, and his mother made home cooked Thailand meal for me. And
Yeah.
I'm not sure she had a ghost pepper. She had a something type of pepper that's from Thailand. I ate it and my mouth was on fire, man. This is about a good 8 years ago, but I still remember that tingling sensation, and I'm like, I can't eat that. I got me an extra bowl, but as opposed to me eating and take my time with it, I had to eat fast just so I can get the spice and all that out. But it was delicious, very very
Yeah.
delicious.
Yeah. My final question for you is: do you have any crazy road stories, or any road
Crazy
stories at
road,
all?
crazy road stories, huh? Hmm. I got some. I got some not crazy, but I got some interesting stories.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be crazy, but you know what I mean, like a good story. You know?
Mm-hmm. Trying to go back. I'd probably say we went to Mexico. Journey was great and whatnot. Me and a fellow wrestler had to go. We had to go from Dallas to Houston and Houston down to Brownsville, where basically it's the tip of Mexico, and then we had to like do that essentially. Had our show, did our thing, came back, had a great meal, man. I forgot where we ate. I think we ate somewhere. Where did we eat at? I think we ate at Panda Express. I don't know
Oh
why Panda
man.
Express was just that night was just delicious. Went home, got pulled over. We didn't do nothing. Well, actually, let's take it back. No, what happened was that we went through the border because we had to go through the border patrol. And fortunately, everything was fine. Nothing, but there's always like that worry of like, oh crap, they're gonna find something. They're gonna find something and do something. We're in a rental, but it's just that itchy feeling that maybe something, just something pop up. A border patrol member can find an excuse to pull you over to stop you, but fortunately that didn't happen. And then like literally, all right, let's get on home, and then whoop, hold us over,
Oh man.
speeding. But luckily they were like, "Oh, you come from Mexico? Yeah, we come from Mexico. Oh, okay, well, it's been a long night. Where you guys going? We're going to Houston, and then we got to go to Dallas." And like the police officer just like immediately knew that's a long trip. Yeah, because got work tomorrow, so we gotta go. You know what, brother? Don't worry. Do what you
You
gotta
got
do. Do what you gotta do. I'm like, all right, cool. So we got there. Didn't go home till like 6, but trip was worth it. Police were off. Police were nice to us, thank God, because we were just the goal was to get home as soon as possible. We stayed there, a good while. Plus, as we were going through Mexico, we went through the red light district of Mexico, and
Oh man.
yeah, it was everything you think you would assume yeah, everything you assume. So right, but that was one crazy day. That was one crazy day in Mexico, and there's a bevy of others. But other than that, man, like I remember that one really really well. Great trip.
Yeah.
There've been some boring trips, and there've been some like eventful ones like that, and I enjoyed that one
That's
for sure.
cool, man.
I
That's
can
all.
mention my adventures in LA when I went down to California to network. I can mention those, but those are just crazy because LA is crazy, and I can't.
I got you. You don't have to
LA
mention anything you
is
don't want
LA
to.
is insane. No offense to anybody who lives there or who resides there, who loves there, but bro, I can't deal with that, man. Like the weather is amazing, and just being where I was awesome. I was up in Santa Monica, and it was just beautiful, peaceful. Especially in the morning. Morning is the most peaceful thing ever, man. But you'll be seeing a series of things within like a 50 feet vicinity, and it's weird. You'll see something crazy, something cool, and something just gross, all like together, huddled up. You're like, what is this? It's only in LA. Only in LA.
Oh
I
my
won't
god.
describe what, but yeah, man. Like, but
You
I,
don't
I had a
have
good
to.
experience there. I had a good experience there. It's just like I'll go there for wrestle and do whatever, but I do not want to stay X amount of days there. I want to go home. Basically. LA, LA, for lack of a better word, is stupid. It's fun, stupid, but it's stupid.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. I mean, New York's not that way, is it?
You get some of those. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
you're gonna get that anywhere you go, especially in Dallas, or rather, I'm from Austin originally. In Austin, you get a lot of that. Plus, the slogan for it is "Keep Austin Weird," so you see a lot of weird stuff. But it's the weirdness that only I love and whatnot, and it doesn't offend me or whatnot. But LA
Uh-huh.
is just a whole type of weird, man. It's a whole type. It's a whole another beast.
Uh-huh.
Yes, sir. It's
Yeah. So
travelers.
so Chip, where could people find you?
Yes, you can find me at my Twitter, Chip Mandalay. You can find me there. Instagram, same thing. Same with Facebook. Just type it in, and maybe, possibly, if I know you, I'll add you. But I don't know. A lot of people, a lot of strangers, a lot of hacks been going on recently, so we'll see what happens there. But
Yeah.
that's where you can find me on social media and all social media platforms. Um, DFWR Pro Wrestling. We got some events going on for the month. There's an event going on Saturday and Sunday, I believe, on the 15th and 16th at SportsCon. Check it out. It's going to be pretty interesting there. And yeah, and I got some other stuff going on. I got another show. I got a show in Houston, August 19th for Wrestle Rave. Check that out. It's going to be the anniversary show. Uh, and yeah, I'll just say coming to a town, city, state, country near you. There's so many going on right now, man. Of course, just still grinding, and you'll find me eventually. Even if I'm not on the show wrestling, I'll more than likely be there. And hey, Chips, what's going on? Hey, what's going on? That's pretty
Uh-huh.
much it. Yeah,
So 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 were you wrestling again? I'm sorry.
I wrestle for DFW All Pro.
I mean, like upcoming shows. I mean, sorry.
Oh, the next show is for sure. It's going to be at DFW All Pro up at SportsCon, I believe in Dallas,
Yeah.
um, July 15th and 16th, Saturday
All
and
right.
Sunday.
Okay. Gotcha. Thanks
And
so much.
another show. Yes, sir. I'm sorry. I was going to say another show next month in Houston at Wrestle Rave, the anniversary show, August 19th.
August 19th. Got it. All right.
Mhm.
All right. Thanks, Chip, so much for coming on the podcast and accepting my invite.
Yes, yes, yes.
It's been awesome. So we're gonna leave it off with a rock. You've been rocking awesome on the
Before you
Metal
rock
Geek.
out, before you rock out, your name is Metal Geek. I find it weird that you didn't ask me what my favorite metal songs, bands were, and
Oh, okay. So what's
all
your
that.
favorite metal song? I'm sorry.
Songs, not songs. Let me get my bands. Referee's great. Animals as leaders. I love Animals leaders. Polyphia's been doing great. Love Polyphia too. Got a bevy of them. Mastodon is awesome. I'll put some post-hardcore bands in there too. Thrice, love Thrice. Day to Remember is great. Um, Fall of Troy. Uh, Boy, it's a lot, but pretty much is to name a few. I love all those bands. When I work out, I gotta listen to it. I have to listen to it. I can't listen to anything else. I'll listen to hip hop while I'm warming up and stretching, but when it comes to like being on the weights, I gotta listen to something fast paced and instrumental. All that stuff, man. I gotta listen to all of
Do you listen to
that. Yeah,
Corn at all or no?
Victoria's another one. But what do you listen to, Metal Geek? I mean, I'm just curious to
Corn,
know.
Corn, Limp Bizkit, Linkin Park.
Oh my
Um,
God, you're so 2002, bro. You're so 2001,
I,
2002.
I'm 1999 right now.
I love Linkin Park too, man. I love Linkin Park. Corn's great. And Limp
Metallica.
Bizkit, awesome. But I have them. I have them on my library, and I have them. But I gotta listen to like what's that? I gotta listen to like current stuff too. Even though the current stuff is good, it's 50-50. You have some good stuff, and you have some all right stuff. But I think the current stuff out now, metal's in good hands. I think it's really, really good.
I, I like
A
I
friend
listen
of
to
mine
sorry.
turned me into Era. Era is another good band too. Era, ERRA, they're good.
Era.
Anything Miles Kennedy does is awesome. So that's another one. There's a bevy of them. I mean, like I said, Limp Bizkit, Corn, Linkin Park, that's cool. I would
Yes, sir.
say if you ever heard them before, listen to Dope. Dope is another good band
I
too.
heard them.
They
I
remind me
heard
of
though.
Corn. They remind me of Corn and Limp Bizkit. Dope is awesome. Another good band. Yeah, but that era, 2000, 2002 era, for sure, you have good taste. You have great taste in metal. So, but that's my era that I grew up in, and not until I got older I started loving it much better. But I mess with it. I mess a little bit, eh, in a dash of Slipknot, just a dash of it.
I'm not a big Slipknot guy, so
Like
you
I
know what
said,
I
a dash. I got maybe 2 songs and that's it.
mean.
2 songs. But
I
no, man, no, you have good taste, brother. You have really, really good taste.
Disturbed's another one I grew up with. That
I grew up with them too. They're great. I had a roommate of mine who saw them twice and fell asleep in the concert. He
really
said they were boring. No offense
Godsmack's
to
Godsmack's amazing live. Godsmack, you ever see Godsmack or no?
like, oh, Godsmack. Oh man, you're going back. Godsmack is a good one. Yeah, Godsmack is not bad. Like, a few of their songs, definitely for sure. Godsmack got some stuff. Um, I don't want to go in the Creed jar, but Creed is nice. Creed is
Yeah,
pretty cool. What else? Um, Not Alice in Chains. Alice in Chains good, but I was gonna say, dang it, Faith No More. Faith No More is great. Love Faith No More. Uh, so many. Of course, Metallica's early stuff is good. Their newer stuff they have some good stuff, the new stuff, but the early stuff is of course the one that everybody talks about.
the classic stuff right
Classic,
there.
classic stuff. Can't complain about that. Megadeth, I heard of them, and then I heard them. I heard of Megadeth, but I had to listen to a few stuff. I'm like, oh man, Megadeth, good.
Yeah,
Yeah, Megadeth has some good stuff, and just crazy. It's crazy people because I saw Marty Friedman perform for Hiroshi Tanahashi. I think Wrestle Kingdom 8 or one
yeah,
of the other Wrestle Kingdom. He did a live performance for Tanahashi's theme. I'm like, oh my god, I gotta listen to this band now.
yeah.
Marty, yeah, they got stuff. Van Halen's always fun. It is fun to listen to. There's some really good metal bands out there, man.
There's some good current ones too. I don't know if you
Oh
know.
no, great current ones, man. The metal, it hasn't stopped. They do some good stuff, man. It's not really mainstream either. I guess you could say that. I mean, even though it is become mainstream, it's not as mainstream as it should be, and because of that, they taken that and made it better. Polyphia's gotten some mainstream stuff out of it, but but the technique and the metal you hear is there. It's just different. So that's why some people are like, I like it, and some people are like, I don't like it. It sounds too hip. I'm like, well, it's okay. I understand. That ain't
Yeah,
bad. Listen to Animals Leaders, man. Just you'll be fine.
yeah.
And they're great.
Evanescence is another great band. I highly
Evanescence
recommend.
2002. Evanescence is good too. Early Evanescence is awesome. I love them.
Um,
Evanescence is great. They got their first 2 albums. They're great. I'm
Great
trying to think of
live,
that
by the
era.
way.
Hmm?
They're great live, by the way. You have to see
I
them
haven't seen them
live.
live. I haven't seen them live.
Great
Ask
live.
me a question. Okay, you mentioned Linkin Park. What's your favorite Linkin Park album?
It's between Meteor and Hybrid Theory. I just love those two albums.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I would say Meteora. I'll say Meteor Hybrid Theory, but I'll also say the Hunting Party. The Hunting Party is amazing. That was their
Yeah.
album after A Thousand Suns and
Mm.
Living Things, because they went back to pretty much hey, let's add riffs and stuff in there. Let's no keyboards, no electronic stuff. Let's add that. And the Hunting Party is incredible. It's awesome. Really, really good. If you haven't listened to Hunting Party, listen to the Hunting Party. To me, that's Minutes to Midnight's part 2, but better.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Minutes to Midnight is fine, but I feel like there's a few tracks I'm like, it's just short of being a perfect album. But like I said, Hunting Party is incredible. You'll love Hunting Party.
Yeah. Like I said, I like a lot of new bands. There's this really good band. It's kind of in this moment mixed with Evanescence. It's called Spirit Box.
Spirit Box. I heard of Spirit Box. I've heard of their Spirit Box. I've heard of that.
That band is, oh my god, they could do metal and then they could do Evanescence, which is crazy. She has a voice, you know?
Yeah, I think Spirit Box has a song called Pink something. I forgot. Or I know. Wait, Spirit Box, is that the band that's from? They're not from the UK. So they're not from the States. They're from
I don't know where they're from, but
yeah,
they have amazing sound to them, you know?
yeah. Because I heard one. I want to say I heard one song from them or a couple songs from them. I got Spotify, so I'm put stuff in my metal, my daily mix, and once it's done with that, it will just randomly find something that I like, and it's always 9 times out of 10 always something good. Also, another band I recommend you listen to currently, Unprocessed. Unprocessed is a really good band.
Yeah, really good.
Unprocessed. listen to 3 other albums. What else? I gotta look it up. Dang it. Artificial Void. Artificial Void is another. Artificial Void. Their album Gold is pretty good, and I don't go to my Spotify now. I gotta go. I
Oh
don't want to go
man,
to Spotify. I'm like, I gotta go through it. But
man, if you're ever in New
unprocessed.
York, if you're
Yeah.
ever in New York, man, we gotta go to a metal concert when
Yes,
those
sir.
around.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Post
There you go.
hardcore, another one. Sailsim. Sailsim's great. That entire emo post hardcore era was awesome. Like, yeah, man. Like I said, I can only work out to this, and I work out to it. I have a good time, and that's my fortress of solitude. Metal music, listen to post hardcore, and just working out. It works, brother. It works.
It's good workout. It's good workout music too.
It
It's
is.
like people think, oh, like techno, or it's like you just gotta put on that metal tune and just you'll work a lot harder just listening to metal music. It's
I
like
listen
my
to techno.
girlfriend.
It works. It works. It's just one of those situations where like I gotta be in the mood for it. I gotta be in the
Yeah,
mood for it, and like maybe I say maybe when like 3/10 of the time I'll be in for it. I'll listen to some Justice and some Daft Punk and some other stuff. But majority of the time I'm listening to some rock. I gotta listen to some rock. I gotta listen to something. I cannot. I need to get speed going. If I don't get speed going, then I don't feel. Well, no, sorry. I need speed and I need the loudness of it. If I don't get any of that, I can't do anything about that. Man. I don't feel sane. But no, I
definitely.
would be up for going to a metal concert with you, man. Especially in New York. Oh boy. Oh boy.
New York's crazy right now. Yeah,
Yes,
they
sir.
they just did Avenged Sevenfold at the Garden, so
That's.
that's
I would assume it's
crazy.
sold out. I
Yeah,
would assume
I
it's sold out.
I've seen Avenged Sevenfold. They're crazy
Mhm.
live. You know,
I haven't seen them live, but I would like to see them live. I haven't seen them live.
There's fire everywhere when they do fire, man,
Oh yeah.
everywhere. They love the pyrotechnics in Avenged Sevenfold. So
Anytime I've been the past 3 months, I've had a chance to see Polyphia, Strawberry Girls, which is another band you listen to, and Animals as Leaders
mm,
and Dream Leader. Unfortunately, anytime I've been able to like had a chance opportunity to go, wrestling's in the way. I can't do it. I gotta wrestle, bro. Sorry.
yeah,
That's sacrifice to be made, man. I couldn't see Animals as Leaders and Dream Theater like near where I live because I had a wrestling show. Strawberry Girls, like I had a chance to see them the week before I went to Mania, but I had to save up for California. I couldn't make that one. Polyphia was just stupid because apparently when it comes to you buying a ticket, you can't buy one, you have to buy two. Yeah, there's something on the website where like, hey, you can't just buy one ticket and go by yourself. You got to buy, two tickets to like be a part of the general mission. So it was just, yeah,
yeah.
always some BS getting away. But there's some other concerts coming up, and I'll keep an eye out for that.
Anyway, Chip, I appreciate you coming on the podcast, man. You know,
Appreciate you inviting me, man. Really, really appreciate it.
I appreciate talking metal, man, with you and talking like geek stuff, like Marvel movies and all that stuff.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
and
Heck yeah.
your wrestling career and everything. So we're just gonna end it on a really great note. Have a great one. Time to rock out, man.
Rock out. Let's go. Thank you for playing, people. See ya.